It wasn't awful. I mean, that's the best thing I have to say about a Marvel movie at this point. It wasn't awful. That's not the compliment you want. Avengers Secret Wars. So yeah, the Avengers Secret Wars that's no surprise that it's coming. They announced that at D23, I think, or maybe even before that, but it's known that is not the next Avengers movie we're getting, but it is the one after that. I think the next one is Kang Dynasty. Is that what they're calling it?
I don't know,
or something like that.
We'll just go. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, I think they're calling it something like that. And well, the Avengers Secret Wars, what's special, well, supposed to be special about it is supposed to bring to a close the multiverse saga, as they are calling it now. I guess. This phase, or not this phase, but this group of phases after Endgame, which was
dead by then anyways.
Infinity Stone saga. So this is the next saga, which is only a few years long instead of, 11. I wonder why it's not catching on. Anywho, Marvel Studios has tapped Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness screenwriter Michael Waldron to write the script for 2025's Avengers Secret Wars, the climactic final film in the multiverse saga. Waldron, is that his name? Waldron has created and served as head writer on the 2021 Disney Plus series Loki, and of course Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Prior to his work with Marvel, Waldron was a writer on Rick and Morty and Community, and if that seems odd, well, there's actually quite a few Rick and Morty alums that have come over to write for the MCU.
Yeah, they just hired more of them too.
Yeah, but apparently that's where they poach a lot of their writers from. Now, I do have a synopsis, not of the movie, but of Secret Wars is, of course, a comic book. I am not well-versed in the Marvel comic books of late, but according to what this article says, Secret Wars storyline in the Marvel comics features the main Marvel universe and the ultimate Marvel universe collide in an incursion, causing both to collapse and form a brand new reality called Battle World, a dystopian nightmare filled with several alternate versions of many Marvel characters. So yeah. I mean, what do you think, Nick? I mean, is this, I guess, does that very short and vague synopsis sound like something we want to see? And once again, this is the comic book version, as we've seen with the MCU. God knows what they're going to do with it. It could be totally different. How about this guy and his writing, what he's written for Marvel so far, and he's going to be, this is supposed to be the big end. This is their end game for this, what are they calling it? Multiverse saga.
Okay. So what's the actual story we have so far of this multiverse saga? Is there an actual story going on?
Well, I'm hoping that we're going to get that soon.
At what point are we getting? We were like 3 years into this fucking shit. Like, what is the story going on? It's, here's how I look at it. Michael Waldron, guy came from Rick and Morty. Loki, you liked Loki. I thought Loki was all right. We both agree that Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness was something we were looking forward to. At least I was really looking forward to. I enjoyed it the first time, but as like Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the more and more you watch it, the more and more you realize it's unfortunately a piece of shit. It's just the way it is, unfortunately.
I kind of felt that way the first time. Maybe not a piece of shit, but definitely disappointing.
Yeah,
I was not that happy with it.
There's some cool stuff in there, but it's just like I don't even like there's nothing. Oh my god, there's no coherency in this story. Like, when they like talk about like, oh, we're trying to set up new characters, but there was coherency in like the first phases of Marvel. Like, yes, the characters were being set up, but there was a goal being put in mind, and it brings back the whole idea that you're hearing about Kevin Feige's being stretched too thin. It's showing. Like, I don't like, I should be honestly, and you probably feel the same way. We should care about this shit. We should be excited for Secret Wars. We should be excited for Kang. I love Jonathan Majors, who's one of my favorite underrated actors, who's been in stuff like Last Man at Black Man in San Francisco and stuff like that. and I don't give two fucks about him as Kang. I don't care about like the Ant-Man stuff. Cool, you know, you hear about Doctor Doom supposed to be in Black Panther 2. Cool, I guess. I don't care. Like Black Panther 2 should be like a movie that we should all be excited for. And I watch it and like Namor he has wings on his feet and
twinkle
stuff like
toe.
I don't care about any of this shit anymore. And it's just like I'll watch it because we're at a point where you're already 1,200 movies in. You might as well just watch the next one and just hopefully it won't murder you like Thor Thor Love and Thunder did. But it's just like I don't care about any of this shit anymore. I don't care about what happens. Like when they showed Black Panther and they showed Ironheart, it's just like, okay, cool. There's another Iron Man character. Like there's nothing fun about this shit anymore. It feels like a chore.
I 200% agree.
And this is coming from a man who like was fervent about each Marvel movie. It just once the Avengers Endgame finished, I think it's one of those things where I think it outlasts itself. It's like Supernatural, to be fairly honest. I know you're a huge fan of Supernatural, but you got to admit, even Supernatural.
No, it got stale.
Yeah, it went like 18,000 seasons or something like that, and it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I want to appreciate Marvel and I want to appreciate Star Wars, and it has actually taken a show like Andor to make me appreciate Star Wars a little bit more. But it's just like, when I hear about Secret Wars and I hear them like bringing in, you know, Michael Waldron, or they're bringing in, you know, Ryan Coogler, and then they're bringing Dustin Denton Cretton or whatever to do these movies, I just cool. I guess I don't fucking know.
It's okay, man. We can both admit it. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna cry.
I don't care. I did at one point. You had me with Endgame. We was on a high. And then the other Spider-Man movie came out, and I was like, well, okay, that was cool. It's all right. Endgame just happened, you know. I can't expect it to be that big, but god damn. You ain't had shit since then. No Way Home was good, but honestly, on a second rewatch, No Way Home is just fine.
It just feels like a greatest hits being played through.
Yeah, everything else has been boring, a muddled fucking mess, and Doctor Strange, and I did want to ask you that. Do you think that the issues with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness were the writing, or do you think it was the editing and the direct? Because apparently that movie was totally different at one point in time.
No, it's the fact that Sam Raimi as a director is not given his whole creative control. He's a director now, like unfortunately like Tim Burton, who doesn't really feel like they have a lot of heart put into it anymore. You know, Sam Raimi is a director that when he does his own thing like Drag Me to Hell, it really feels like he has real passion to it. But here it's just like, it feels like he's going through the motions. Like he is kind of the grandfather of this new kind of modern push of Marvel stuff or
he made
superhero
fucking
stuff in
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and
him
Spider-Man
and Bryan
2.
Singer are like him and Bryan Singer are like the basically the fathers of this whole modern age of superheroes. And I don't know. I kind of want them to just kind of take a break, and they can't afford to take a break because people are like, I'm super excited, you know, I'm gonna jump on the dick bandwagon of Marvel and just be going forward. And I can't.
I just don't. I mean, I'll see this movie. I'll see the next Avengers movie because I have a goddamn YouTube. If I didn't have a YouTube channel that talked about movies, if I didn't do a show twice a week, if it wasn't part of my quote unquote job or whatever, I don't know. I wouldn't see all these movies in theaters. I'd probably see them eventually, but I wouldn't be running out to see what is it? I guess next thing is Black Panther. Who knows what direction that's going to go? Like all these movies they've been. I wouldn't. Thor: Love and Thunder. I wouldn't be going opening day to see that shit. I'd see it when I got home. None of these, and as they go on, as they continue to fucking disappoint me, I definitely wouldn't. I mean, look at this Black Panther trailer. Everybody's like, oh my god, and all this and that. And nothing against Black Panther, but what the fuck is going on in that trailer? It wasn't awful, I guess, but you got this motherfucker with the goddamn little wings floating him around all over the place, and somebody's going to come in here and defend it and say, oh, it's comic accurate. I don't give a fuck if it's comic accurate. It looked like fucking stupid on film. Rest of the movie might be amazing. This might be the one that gets Marvel back on track. I don't know. But as of right now, I only have what they have released and what I've seen to go off of right now, and it sucked. They've sucked. I'm tired of pussyfooting around this Marvel shit. Since Endgame, MCU has sucked. Like the best thing that Shang-Chi, whatever you call it, that's the best thing they've had. And that was just kind of, what do they call it, mid or whatever. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't awful. I mean, that's the best thing I have to say about a Marvel movie at this point. It wasn't awful. That's not the compliment you want. I mean, it's still marveled in the end and just turned into fucking sky beams and fucking CGI fest. Do something. Look back to your fucking roots. Go to that. I don't give a fuck.
I don't even think they need to go to their roots. I think they need to take a break.
Yeah,
they need to take like a 5-year break and just revamp. But we got a bunch of fucking businessmen up in the CEO routes of Disney, and they're like, no, you're just gonna keep going, and we're gonna run this shit into the ground.
Because motherfuckers keep going and seeing the shit, and you have the stands. But I mean, how long? At what point did they stop? What point did they say, okay, I can't do it anymore? Everybody has a breaking point. Everybody. Jesus Christ. I mean, these movies are just not fucking good anymore. That is what it is. Multiverse of Madness was not a good movie. Eternals, not a good movie. Black Widow, not a good. I mean, name a good phase. What are we in? 4 now? Phase 4 Marvel movie that's not Spider-Man something home.
Shang-Chi is probably the most decent. I mean, I know you're not a big fan of Shang-Chi, but it's probably the most decent of the.
Yeah,
of the
decent.
stories.
Would you say it's great?
No, it's not fucking Captain America's, Winter Soldier or anything. But
it's I don't know.
It's just entertaining. We'll put it in that respect.
It's phase 2.
Yeah.
I mean, and even then, I don't know how it would be lower tier phase 2. It's fine. It wasn't terrible. Like I said, that's what you want your compliment to be. It wasn't terrible. It was okay. That's pretty bad, man. So overall, yeah. And like you said, and we've said plenty of times, what's the story? What's going on here? They're going to come in and retcon some shit with Kang and multiverses and make something. They're going to force something in there to make it somewhat kind of sort of in a way work so that people could say, oh, yeah, see, they've been planning this all. No, they haven't. They ain't been planning shit. Because if they were, they would have already had that shit out there. I did like Loki, though. And this guy wrote Loki, apparently. I did. I enjoyed Loki. I think Loki was the best of the Marvel shows that I've seen. I haven't seen Moon Knight, and I haven't seen What If and all of She-Hulk. But I really enjoyed Loki, and I'm looking forward to Loki season 2. But that's 50% of what he's done for Marvel. He's also did Multiverse of Madness, and I thought that was just fucking bad. And I love Sam Raimi. I like Doctor Strange. I didn't like that movie. But hey, maybe I'm the minority. Are you looking forward to Avengers Secret Wars? And since, what's this guy's name? Michael Waldron is attached to write. Does this get you excited? Let us know in the comments below if it does. And tell us why. Why? Besides, Marvel's awesome. Marvel's great. Marvel's wonderful. Why? What about this new phase is exciting to you? What's been good? Besides just vague, it's been good. No, there's no, what is the overarching story? We don't fucking know because it doesn't exist. But hey, that's our thoughts. Let us know what yours are in the comments below.